3, and we will move forward with opening our October 14th, 2020 Bloomington Human Relations Commission regular meeting. So welcome to all of our commissioners. We will move through the agenda as it is printed and provided to us. It is a virtual meeting that is being live streamed. So I will do the call to order, the roll call of attendance. Commissioner Ajayi,
Present.
Commissioner Tony Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Kieran,
Present.
Commissioner Gary McGinnis,
Present.
Commissioner Suresh Krishna,
Present.
Commissioner Nisha Carey,
Yes.
okay,
Human relations.
yes.
Yes, so we're all present.
We have all of our commissioners present tonight, so welcome and thank you everyone for being present for tonight's October 14th meeting. We welcome you, Commissioner Nisha Carey, to our meeting. If you would like to introduce yourself and share a little bit about you, we would be very appreciative of that.
Okay. My name is Nisha Carey, and I love to work with. I have a disability, and I love to work with people with disabilities, and I'm glad to be on the committee, and I do volunteer work at Lifefill, and the main thing I like about that is if I can put a smile on somebody's face during the time when I'm there, that's what I'm there for. Whatever I do, I don't have to get paid or anything. If I can put a smile on somebody's face, that's what I'm there for.
Okay, thank you for sharing and helping us understand where you volunteer and what you value. We appreciate all the talents and skills and the backgrounds that people bring to the commission. It helps us create an impact in the community, which is part of our purpose for existing in the community. I will briefly go around and allow each commissioner to introduce themselves briefly to you. So we will go in the order that I call the roll, starting with Commissioner Ajayi.
Good evening. Welcome to the Human Relations Commission. My name is Ajayi. I'm a longtime community member. I have been on the commission. This is my first term, and I really enjoy the opportunity to be of service to my community.
Thank you.
This is my first time being on the committee too, and I'm really excited.
Good evening. This is Tony Jones, and I'm a commissioner that has, if you combine all of the terms that I've been appointed, I've been on the commission for 15 years, and I've lived in the Bloomington community for 35 years. And it's a pleasure meeting you this evening.
It's a pleasure meeting you as well.
Commissioner Kieran.
Yes.
Good evening. This is Kieran here. I have been in Bloomington like 20 plus years, and I have been in the commission since 2014. So it has it has been a few terms, I guess. Like this is probably my third term. Yeah, I like serving as the board member, and welcome to the board. Thank you.
Commissioner McGinnis? Oh, sorry.
Welcome. I'm Gary McGinnis. I'm an educator, a teacher, and I've served 2 terms. This is my 2nd term, and I've really enjoyed it and the interaction with the board members, as well as hopefully helping the community.
I want to help out as much as I can too.
Commissioner Krishna?
Hello, this is Surya Krishna. I've been on the commission, I think, for the past 3 or 4 terms. Been in Bloomington for the past like 16 years. Have been involved in the community a lot, and glad to be part of this team. And thank you for joining our team. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay. And I am Rhonda Smith, and I have been on the commission for a few years and been in the community for several years. And I would like to welcome you to the commission, and we look forward to, again, all the talents and skills that you bring to the commission to help diversify us as a commission. I once served on the board for LifeSeal, so I know the value that LifeSeal adds to this community. So again, welcome, and we look forward to working with you.
Well, thank you, and I look forward to working with you guys too.
Okay, so thanks everyone. Again, we will move forward in the order that the agenda has been presented to us. Item number 2 on our agenda is public comment. Is there anyone online that has any comments to share, has a comment to share, or do we have any bodies online that wish to share their comments with us? Hearing no one speak up, we will continue to move through the agenda. Item number 3 is the approval of the minutes from our September meeting. And Mr. Hurt asked earlier if everyone had received them. And I heard an affirmative of that. So hopefully you had time to read them. And if so, can we get a motion to approve the September minutes? Unless there is some conversation around something that needs to be adjusted, updated, or corrected.
On item 3, somebody's name was left out. Commissioner, and it just goes on to second the motion.
I was the one that second last meeting.
Okay.
Mr.
And I'll
Hurt,
get that correction in.
okay.
And in item 5, Madam Chair,
Yes,
it's Olivia Butts of Black Lives Matter, not Amber. Olivia.
yes. Thank you, Commissioner Ajayi.
Mhm.
And thank you, Commissioner Jones.
Make that correction. Mhm.
I make a
I'm sorry, go ahead, Commissioner John.
I make a motion to approve the minutes with the 2 adjustments that were just stated.
I'll second that.
Okay. It has been properly moved and seconded to approve the minutes with the two stated updates. One being on item 3 to add Commissioner Tony Jones' name as the person who seconded the motion, and to correct the spelling on item number 5 to reflect that the person is Olivia Butts and not Amber. And Mr. Hurt will make those adjustments on the minutes. So if there's no additional conversation, I will call for the vote. I will call for the vote. And I will start with Commissioner Krishna.
Approve.
Commissioner McGinnis,
Approved.
Commissioner Konam,
Approved.
Commissioner Jones,
Approve.
Commissioner Carey,
Approve.
and Commissioner Ajayi.
Approve.
And Commissioner Smith approves. Mr. Hurt, the minutes are approved with the 2 adjustments that were stated. Thank you, commissioners. The next item is item number 4A, police reform on PSCRB agenda for October 8th, 2020. So this meeting should have already taken place. Do we know any of the results of that discussion item, Mr. Hurt?
I have not seen their minutes posted as of yet. But I know this was one of our directors from last month to say that we would wait to see what was the outcome of their discussion or their process or what it was, or what the particulars were. As soon as that's posted, I'll make sure that I send those copies out.
Okay. And just for reference, PSCRB was stated in the September meeting minutes, the Public Safety Citizens Review Board. That is what the acronym stands for. So we will wait until we receive those minutes from you, Mr. Hurt, unless another commissioner has any insight on that police reform discussion that took place during the October 8th meeting. Does any commissioner have any insight to that meeting and that discussion that took place? Okay, hearing no one speak up, I'm going to take that as none of our commissioners have any insight, and we will again wait until we hear more from Mr. Hurt. That
Madam
way,
Chair,
yes, Commissioner Ajayi.
I'd like to note that I just pulled up the agenda for the special meeting of the Public Safety and Community Relations Board from October 8th.
Yes.
And I'd like to note that there is nothing in that agenda that specifically relates to the issue of police reform. I beg your pardon. In 10A, it's police reform meeting with public. So it seems that it was on their agenda, and we will need to wait to see their minutes before we can comment on exactly what business was conducted under that agenda item 10A.
10A. So thank you, Commissioner Ajayi, for validating that it was on their agenda for October 8th, correct? Okay, and it's item 10A.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for validating that, Commissioner Ajayi. Okay. Okay, so we will move forward to 4B, discussion of response to the Open Meeting Act meeting requirements. Mr. Hurt, can you speak to that, please?
Yes, I did get a response from legal. Basically, the response says that they have not had a lot of commission bodies or public bodies to hold an event like the one we had. But what has happened in the past was it has been the practice of the city when sponsoring this event and where there's believed to be a majority of a quorum present. For us, there would have been at least 3 of the commissioners present. That we would have to, first of all, post it as a public notice. Legal informed me further that they received instruction from the Attorney General's office. Let me see if I could find that. Yeah, it has been consistent with our position supported by the Attorney General's office that if more than three council members or members of a public body are present at an event, then they cannot discuss public business or participate in such discussions. So the genesis of the no speaking at these events came from the Attorney General's office.
So, Mr. Hurt, for clarification.
But of course, that does not preclude.
No, go ahead. Please finish.
No, I was just going to say that does not preclude the commission from adding into their regular agenda as the PSCRB did.
So my question was, they said that they had received information from the AG on this topic. It was germane to the meeting that we hosted for the public, or had they received this well before the meeting we hosted? I'm trying
Yes,
to
this apparently
ascertain if
was
they reached.
received.
Please
Well,
proceed.
the Attorney General's response was not as a result of our meeting. This was sent out some time ago.
Okay. So now my follow-up question, when they said if the majority or consensus of our commission is present, and we had 3 people there, so that means in person. So if there had only been 1 commissioner in the room and everyone else was on virtual, what does present mean?
I think for this climate, present as we do now with Ms. Carey, virtual would be considered present.
Okay, I was just looking for clarification. I will pause my questions so that other commissioners, if they have questions, can ask. I'm going to be radio silent.
I'm here. I hear you.
I read this email message from legal, and I guess as is typical with legalese, it twisted around the issue and came at it from several different perspectives. I think what Mr. Hurt has summarized as the directive from the Attorney General's office, generally speaking, if more than 3 council members are going to be present, then, and that constitutes a quorum, that they should not discuss public business or participate in such discussion. And if that is the guiding principle, then I think we can, at least I can understand and abide by that. The email thread, when taken in toto, indicates that there was a lack of accurate communication between this body and the legal team. That being said, that's basically irrelevant given the fact that the bottom line is 3 people, no discussion. I was I was confused at the beginning by if you posted it as an event notice rather than a special meeting, that could have done this or that or the other thing. But is my understanding correct, Mr. Hurt, that regardless of how the gathering is categorized, be it as a special meeting or as a special event, if there are 3 or more commissioners present, we should hold our tongues?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So if that is the case, then I think the
In terms
issue
of discussing public business.
correct. So yeah, in that, now I would take issue with the definition of public business, because what we were doing in this particular instance was discussing a potential approach that, let me rephrase, approaches that other communities have taken towards policing and are considering in terms of either restricting the amount of funding that goes to the police department or not. Does that strictly, in the strictest sense, constitute discussing city business, government business, or are we talking theoretically about approaches that could be taken? And maybe this is a question for legal, because it's one question, should we fund the thing with $50,000 or not? And that discussion could have actual impact on the decision that the city makes. That's one thing. But whether or not we should fund a thing and how much we should fund it, or whether the funding should go here or there as hypothetical discussions, I don't know that is necessarily discussing public business. Maybe I'm nitpicking here, I don't know.
So Commissioner Ajayi, is there another question you want to put forth for Mr. Hurt to follow up on?
If this body thinks it's worth it, I would like clarification on exactly what constitutes discussing, quote, public business, end quote. Specifically, whether discussing hypothetical approaches to governance is covered under that discussion, under that definition of public business. Is that clear enough, Mr. Hurt?
Yes, sir.
I would really like to know what they define public business as. I think that's critical. You could, if you have a broad definition of public business, it could be just about anything.
Yes, sir. I will follow up on that.
Yeah.
For clarification.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for the questions and conversation around that. Commissioner McGinnis and Commissioner Ajayi. I think both questions kind of tie into each other, so. Yeah. And thank you for running those into the prior questions into corner for us, Mr. Hurt, and we look forward to what you find out on these two questions. Okay. Item number 5, old business. We do not have anything officially documented there. I do have a quick question on the ordinance, the minority women and women ordinance. Do we have a status on that? I know we were pushing it forward for the city.
Yeah, it's currently still being reviewed by administration and legal.
Yeah, I was going to say I know the city administration was going to review it. Okay, so they're still in the process of reviewing that.
Yes.
Okay, one other quick item, and the pandemic has probably paused this work. We were discussing adding a high school young adult to the commission. Is it correct to assume that that has been tentatively paused because of the pandemic? And
exactly.
Okay.
It is difficult to because of whether or not the students are in school or whether they're being homeschooled, working from home. It's difficult to get a notice out to everyone until we get a little bit more solid in terms of. I think they're talking about coming back to school full time, maybe next semester, but it changes from day to day. So it's really hard to get a gauge on how to contact the individuals. Maybe if I just send something to guidance counselors, but maybe that'll help us to get some traction on this one. The same thing with the students at the university. It's just been very difficult. Usually we would just send the information or a notice like this to the guidance department or
Yep.
At the university, probably the political science department, but it's I don't know, sort of hit or miss right now.
Yeah. I understand that. Any
And
comments?
Mr. Hertz, where I'm at, it's gonna take a while for me to be able to be outside of where I'm at. So I'm really glad that you were able to make it so I could be on the phone, because I had been really working with Conan Calhoun over at Lifestyle and talking to him because I really wanted to do this. So I want to say thank you to you. And I already told Conan thank you for making it possible for me to do this, because the reason I really wanted to do this is people with disabilities don't always get treated the same as everyone else, and I want everybody to know that every person with a disability has a voice, and we do want to be heard, and that's what I wanted you to know. And Mr. Roots, again, I would like to say thank you again, Commissioner Hertz. I would like to say thank you very much for making it possible for me to join in on these meetings, because I was very worried because I'm not able to get out because of the pandemic, that I would not be able to get. So I'm just saying thank you so much to everyone.
You're welcome, Ms. Kieran.
Thank you for sharing that and ensuring that we are always aware of different circumstances, situations are needed to be accommodated. So thank you, Commissioner Carey.
I don't know if that was the proper time to do that, but I just wanted to jump in there and say thank you.
Timing is okay. We appreciate you sharing your thoughts and feelings. Any other comments regarding the old business?
Commissioners, I was about to chime in that I was in total agreement with the logic for pausing on the youth commissioner at this point in time, just due to the challenges that's associated with this time frame.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Jones. We will move forward to item number 6, the new business, preparation of the annual activity report that is presented to the council. I will toss it back to you, Mr. Hurt.
Yeah, remember last year, we put together a statement of all of our accomplishments for, at that time, it was like the past 14 months. So again, this is not mandatory, but it is something we would like to present to council to let them know what our activities have been, the involvement that the commission has had in the community for the past year. So as we did last year, the commissioners sent me the accomplishments, and I compiled that and submitted it, prepared it for submission to council. So if you want to put your collective heads together again and forward those accomplishments or those items you want to be mentioned onto me, I'll compile that report and send it on to council.
Yes, I do clearly remember us saying that we wanted to do this again to show our value to the council. So what's the date that you need this information by? Can you give us a due date?
We're looking at maybe that first week in December.
Okay. I'm just quickly looking at Friday, the first week in December is the 4th, December 4th.
Why don't we say Friday, December 11th?
The 11th? Okay, the first full week. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Commissioners, are you receptive to December the 11th as the date that we need to get our accomplishments to Mr. Hurt?
That's agreeable to me.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will work collectively to get our results from the commission to you, Mr. Hurt.
Very good.
Thanks for reminding us of that. Okay. The next agenda item is just reminding us of our next meeting date, which is November the 11th. Get it on your calendars, please. If you don't have it already on your calendars, November the 11th is our next meeting date for the Human Relations Commission. And if there isn't anything else, there's nothing else on our agenda, I will go around the room to see if there are any hot topics to discuss before I call for a motion to adjourn this meeting. So I will start with Commissioner Kieran Conam.
No,
Any hot-
I don't have anything.
Okay. Commissioner Tony Jones.
Yeah, the only item that I have is I just wanted to remind everyone that Commissioner Smith's birthday is on Halloween, October the 31st.
That's his joke for today because I was,
Okay, November the 1st, not October.
okay, thank you, yes. All right, thank you very much for that PSA, Mr. Jones, Commissioner Jones. Commissioner McGinnis?
Nothing more.
Nothing more, thank you. Commissioner Krishna?
I didn't have anything. Thanks for asking.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Krishna. Commissioner Carey? Any last words to share with us?
No, but I really enjoyed being on the committee, and thank you all again.
And we enjoyed the time that you shared with us tonight, and we look forward to you being on the call virtually with us again in November the 11th. Commissioner Ajayi?
Okay.
Chair Smith,
Yes.
the next time we meet will be post-election. One of two things would have happened. Either the current administration would have been reelected or we will have a new administration. Either way, I am very concerned that we may see nationally outbreaks of violence, and some of that may spill into the local realm. So I think we should all be very cognizant of the possibility of such coming to pass, and we should stand ready at our next meeting to respond in ways that we think can best heal our community.
Yes. Election day is November 3rd. So we will be 8 days beyond that when we meet. So everyone, if you haven't done so, in an unbiased voice, please remember to go out or mail in your vote. So, Mr. Hurt, do you have any reminders or statements for us before we move to adjourn the meeting?
Not this time, no.
Okay. All right, commissioners. I open the floor for a motion to adjourn the October 14th, 2020 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
So it has been properly moved by Commissioner Ajayi and second by Commissioner McGinnis to adjourn the October 14th meeting. I will call for the vote. Commissioner Carey,
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
so you're in favor of closing the meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Conam,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Krishna,
Aye.
Commissioner McGinnis,
Aye.
and Commissioner Ajayi.
Aye.
Commissioner Jones, did I call your name?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Commissioner Smith says yes. So we have a consensus on yes. Meeting has been adjourned. We'll talk to everyone on the 11th of November.
Be
Thank you,
safe.
Mr. Hurt.
Be safe, be well.
Absolutely. Stay safe, everyone.